The key to understanding this is having a crystal clear understanding of what puts your nervous system into that fight or flight mode in the first place. So that sympathetic nervous system state that is enacted, and we go into either fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. For the sake of this video and to keep it simple, I'll just call it fight or flight. And it's always one thing that puts you into that state. That is, your brain and your nervous system has made some sort of threat assessment that there is danger. And this can be an emotional threat assessment or a physical threat assessment. It is the exact same neural pathways in your brain that is enacted, whether it's emotional or it's physical. And when this threat assessment has been made and a threat of some sort has been detected, what this can feel like for you in the moment when you've kicked over into that fight or flight mode is it can feel like fear. It can feel like worry, anxiety, stress, apprehension. And the insight that changes everything for this one is knowing that for the most part in life, generally speaking, about 99% of our fear, our stress, our worry, our anxiety is coming from things that either already happened, they're in the past, they don't exist anymore, or they're imagined things in our future, also don't exist. And these don't even have to be big things. We get caught up in our past over all sorts of things. It doesn't even have to be big T or little t trauma. It can just be microscopic T trauma, and we can still really ruminate. Like, for example, I am a program manager in my day job outside of everything that I do here for a massive health services company. And normally I am a very small cog in this very giant wheel. It's just really not important, really not connected to any really higher up people. But because of a really high profile program that I'm managing right now, I have to be in direct communication with our C-suite leaders. So I am emailing directly for the first time ever, like our CEO, our CFO, and this is quite nerve-wracking. And this week I sent an email to our CEO, and it wasn't even that long, and I reread it and reread it and reread it and, fixated on every word, trying to make sure it was perfect. And then I hit send, and then of course I go into the sent folder, and then I read it again, just to sort of feel it from her perspective. What does it sound like? And of course, I see that I got the date wrong. The one key date I was sending her, I got off by a day. And all week it keeps popping up in my head. I'm like, oh my goodness. And other people were CC'd. People are going to see I can't be trusted with this kind of responsibility. What if I lose my job? And on it goes. And remember, our brain, there's no differentiation there between an emotional threat assessment or a physical threat assessment. So it assesses that fear and panic that I feel around that the same as it would as a person chasing me down with a gun. So there we go. The switch flips, so to speak, and fight or flight comes into place. And it's the same things with things in the future. And again, it can be big things. There are so many things that can set us into a fearful state about our future. We can be worrying, ruminating, having anxiety around like finances, our health, our relationship, our job, our events that are coming up. And again, this can be big or it can be very small. Another example I have from just this week, these are just off the top of my head. Imagine how many things we have. Finally found the money to hire a very expensive dog trainer for both of our dogs. Long overdue. And I had been thinking that finding the money was the biggest obstacle, but now we have 13 sessions we've paid for. The first of one is Sunday, and it's right in the middle of when I'd normally be doing my work session to get caught up on all of this here. So I'm like, when am I going to do my work? When am I going to fit those other 12 sessions in? I can already barely keep up. My YouTube channel is going to crash. This future dream career that I'm building is going to go nowhere, and on it goes. So the key to all of this, and it can sound almost too simple to be effective, but it is incredibly powerful. And as we know, and we hear time and time again, it is those very simple things done repeatedly that deliver the really big, powerful results with our health and our happiness and in our life. And when it comes to nervous system regulation, when so much of what's setting your nervous system off and putting it into fight or flight is things that have already happened and don't exist, or things that have yet to happen and also don't exist, it's having a really simple, effective tool to pull yourself right back into this moment right now, to get you right here. And there is one thing that you can say to yourself that will do that every single time. So when you feel yourself feeling fear, worry, stress, panic, anxiety over something that isn't happening in this very moment, you say to yourself, if it's not happening right now, it's not happening. And the magic with this one is that as you say it to yourself and you feel it and you believe it, you feel yourself put down all of that other stuff that you're carrying as if it's happening in the moment. And then you just get really calm and clear that in this moment that you are okay, that you are safe, and that everything is fine. And there are 3 different ways that you can use this. One can be is that you put up some signs in your home. You put something up on the fridge, or you make the wallpaper on your laptop say this. Put something on your phone. Put reminders that you will see that just capture you and remind you throughout the day. And that's brain training right there. You see it, you read it enough times, it starts to become your default way of responding to things. You see that if it's not happening right now, it's not happening. The second way is you can use it just to catch yourself in those moments throughout the day where you feel yourself panicking, spiraling, freaking out. Blah, blah, blah. We all do it. And you're not going to stop it completely, but you can significantly reduce it. So you just catch yourself in that moment and you just take a breath. If it's not happening right now, it's not happening. And it is incredible how powerful it is, how calming it is. It's once you let me know when you start using it, how it goes for you, because it really can change your life. And it is just such a light and calming and content feeling to remember that you don't have to juggle those 19,000 things in every moment. You just have to deal with right now. And then the third way that you can do is you can use it as a mantra meditation. So you can sit down for 2 minutes or 5 minutes or however long works for you and just get calm and comfortable and just repeat it silently to yourself. If this is not happening right now, it's not happening. If it's not happening right now, it's not happening. Oh, and it just takes so much pressure off yourself. And you'll find the times that you're going to need it most is when things around you get the most quiet and the most still. So you first wake up in the morning and your brain immediately starts going on what kind of day is this going to be? How am I going to feel? Am I going to have a bunch of symptoms? What deadlines do I have? What meetings do I have? What person do I have to get back to? And just catch yourself from the minute you wake up. Oh, this is going to change your life. And say to yourself, if it's not happening right now, this moment that I'm lying in my beautiful, comfortable bed with my pillow that I love, so cozy and warm and quiet, if it's not happening right now, it's not happening. And you get to take back the power of those moments and enjoy some peace and keep your nervous system in that parasympathetic rest or digest state that it's meant to be in most of the time. We are not meant to be in fight or flight the overwhelming majority of our day. And when we are, this is when all of these problems come, because the only tools our nervous system and brain have when it's in that state to get our attention is symptoms. So we're going to feel unwell. And you might be thinking or asking, well, what if my symptoms get really bad? And right in that moment, right now, I'm freaking out over those symptoms. It is happening right now. Right now is the problem. And that is a very good question, my hypothetically inquisitive friend. And of course, sometimes, especially when you're facing conditions like ME/CFS and long COVID, that will absolutely be the case. Mostly in life, it's not, but with symptom flares, it very much can be. And I've got a tool, a brain retraining activity that I teach you how to do step by step that I'll link above here that will walk you through exactly how to handle those moments. And the great thing about this tool is that once you learn it and you start practicing it regularly, you no longer have those fear responses to symptoms either. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in this next video where I walk you through this next brain retraining tool.